Hello there Simmers, it's Joyce Creative Finger here. Welcome back to my channel, and today, as you can see, I've built a combination of Big Ben in central London and some inspiration from Westminster Abbey. They're two buildings alongside each other. I thought instead of making just Big Ben, I'd attach it to a cathedral type of building with some inspiration, as I said before, from the Westminster Abbey. Now obviously that building in central London is a lot larger and a lot longer, so I've sort of made a mock-up of my own version for a cathedral for my Sims. It's going to be a very central part of my Let's Play series. A lot of Sims will get married here, there'll be funerals here and other formal events like baby dedications and such. I've built it on a museum type of lot. I think initially I did it on a generic lot and no one came in, and that was a bit boring. If you think about the Vatican City, it attracts tourists, you have people walking in, and I think for a church you should have people having the freedom to come in and sit down and see a priest if they wanted to. So yes, this building is on my Sims 4 gallery. You can download it if you want. It's on a 50 by 50 lot, and it's under JC Finger, so that's Joyce Creative Finger, and it has the same profile picture as my Facebook account, so if you want it, it's there for you. Anyway, at night time as well, I like the view and how it lights up. I don't know how many of you have been to the City of London, but that building is really beautiful. It's a building where the Princess Diana got married with Prince Charles, and of course with her son now, Prince William, and Princess Kate. It was where they had their wedding. So I have a situated location in the side of this building for wedding functions as well. And when we get in, we'll have a look at that. How long did this build take me? Forever. But no, I mean, the longer you take with when it comes to creativity, the object of your creation becomes more and more refined, and the details do come through. So it took me a few days, but it's not as though I was sat there the entire time. It's just I kept returning to it and, you know, refining bits and bobs here and there. Like the roofing, for instance, I took my time in putting down those little golden stubs, and you know, I just try to make sure, for instance, the lights you see in front, I enlarged them so it would light up at night, just like Big Ben. You can see the 4 clocks. I had a bit of trouble with the windows because some windows don't fit in certain structures in the build, so I tried as much as possible to mix and match the windows. And the fact is, in cathedrals, not all windows are exactly the same. Some are larger, some are smaller, and we don't necessarily have those specifications in Sims 4. We do have some windows going up to middle size, and then the larger sizes don't necessarily have the windows of your choice. So anyway, this is what I've put together. Here we have our altar, we've got the candles, the golden goblets, and you know, the wine and the bread for Holy Communion, and some scrolls. Further back we have a stone sink with some towels. That sink is supposedly holding holy water, and it's this back room basically would be for the altar boys and for the priests to perform some holy rituals, as the case may be. Those urns are not real, so people do not come here to cry. It's purely decorative. If I come back out from there, you can see on the side that there is some kind of privacy to that location in the back there for the priests and the altar boys, and there are some archways that lead in to that part of the church. The archway obviously I enlarged because I thought it was pretty. And if we go up, you can see I have some statues. As you would expect in cathedrals, there are all kinds of statues of St. Peter, St. Mark, Mary holding a baby and stuff like that. So I wanted to replicate those features in this building to make it as realistic as possible. The horses are winged horses. I thought about the 4 horses of the apocalypse. It's scriptural, so yes, I put those in as well. So if we get down here, as you can see, I have the piano in the corner here for the musicians, some violins in the back, and then an elevated place for the choir. I thought it would make sense for it to be elevated. And then, as I said before, I tried to mix and match windows and create some kind of interesting arrangement so it isn't boring. And further back from the entrance, we have a little location. This might be, I don't know, a statue of a former pope or something like that. And people come in to have a look. More horses, of course. And you can see the balconies I placed facing inward. I just felt that it was more interesting facing inward here and not on the outside of the building, because that isn't actually what you see in the actual build for Big Ben or Westminster Abbey. It's just some sort of balcony, as it were. There's lots and lots of layers in cathedrals and balconies and all that stuff. So that's what that was meant to look like. Around this other end, from the pulpit, is a corridor that leads to a restroom. I would say that this restroom is for the priest and the altar boys and those who basically serve at the altar, and not necessarily for the guests. These are mirrors. I enlarged them, and the frame went up in an enlarged form, and then I placed another mirror on the actual mirror that was left hanging below, so that created some sort of feature on the wall, and I liked it. And then I just placed that lamp in there. Behind, I just placed some shrubs together, put a flowered one in the middle, some flowered outdoor lights, and a llama, and it just came together as a beautiful piece. So yes, this is the restroom for the pulpit area. It would be awkward if people came up the stairs to use the restroom and everyone would know you were going to relieve yourself. I thought that would be awkward. Yes, you can see here that it is a split level arrangement. You can imagine, I don't know if you watched not Cinderella, The Sound of Music. Yes, The Sound of Music. When Maria had to go up those flight of stairs with her wedding dress to go up and meet Captain Von Trapp. I had that inspiration when I was in this part of the build. I thought I would love to have stairs instead of it being a flat level. We have 2 floors that create that auditorium type of raised roof. Some layered chandeliers, the candle chandeliers, and you can see a better view of the turned inward balconies that I placed against these open windows. I would assume that this is very high up in the build so that people can't actually climb in. It's the window through which presumably a black bird flies in and patches on the preacher's head or something. Anyway, for the altar part of the build, there is a 3rd floor, and that 3rd floor has a view of the roof. So 2 floors below, above the seating area, and 3 floors above the pulpit. I used these chairs in this part of the church as the pews because I just felt they were pretty. I tried different ones and they were a bit too bulky and such, so I went for these chairs. They were softer and prettier. The foundation color choice turned out a bit pink, which is great because the actual option was brown and it matches the aisle, as you can see here. I didn't want a red rug running right through. I thought it was a bit strong, so I placed the one at the pulpit, and I thought that, you know, was enough color in the stone overview of choice for the entire build. Through this corridor here, we have access now to the basement and the entrance to the function hall where weddings would take place. It's a beautiful space. There is, you know, sort of, you have to cross over through an outside alleyway and then in through these doors before you get in. So you'd have to say, you know, there are double walls in effect, so there isn't that much sound coming through to the church or from the church into the space. So here I've organized things in a way that suggests there's a wedding going on, and that's because there will be very soon. And there's a lovely bar in place. I just wanted to place those cake displays there, and I love the idea of this statue waiter having wine ready to go in a tray with a rose. Here is the table for the gifts, the table for the guests, and the wonderful high chair area, so the important table for the bride and the groom. I also have a dancing floor in the middle, which is fantastic, and I was quite happy that we had this color because it's not, an off color in the middle of the soft tones in this space. In fact, the peach of that ground matches the peach in the curtains. Yes, this is me. I get quite particular with certain detail. But yes, this is the high table. I don't know, what do you think? Did I do a good job? Would you like to get married and have this put together? Do call me. I'll be your wedding planner. I'm very pleased, as you can tell, with this part of the build, and I've already done a couple of weddings here, and that's why it's already set up in this fashion. I use these curtains in the back here, as you can see, to soften out the brick wall, because it's just a brick wall and I didn't think that was nice. And these trees are from the Christmas package, which is free. And I thought they were lovely, as lights. It's also quite beautiful in the dark, and that's the alleyway that I told you about. I would think that you would find that in churches anyway. This cathedral has a graveyard to the side of it. Beyond this fountain and some shrubs through to this back end here, we have some graves already in place. The only real grave is this one here. That's Heather. She died here at this abbey. Could you imagine? But the rest of them are not real. I did a lot of layering. I drew a fence in that fashion and then raised some of these items above it, and that's how I got that grave to look the way it does. This one is not as grand, but it's beautiful. It's pink. Perhaps a lady died there. And this one has a different look to it, where the relatives would come and put flowers in those holders. And yes, that's basically what I have for the grave part of this build. And there's some flowers in the side here. I suppose you could come round and there would be flowers for you to make a selection from if you wanted to place on the grave of the loved ones. And these trees cover up the area nicely and make it quite intimate. I have this fountain that I placed on a raised foundation. I felt it was much better raised. It made it a little bit more grand and suitable alongside this cathedral. And yeah, that's something I think worked well with the build. And there's a basement, and that's the last part of this build. What we have down below are the toilets for the guests who are in the service, and obviously the occupants of the function room. I put 3 down here. Of course, you could add more if you wanted to. And then over on the right, there is a single door into a massive kitchen. It's not meant to be glamorous. It's stocked full of food items and catering items for large quantities, as the case may be. We've got 3 dishwashers, we've got lots of plates, lots of crockeries, 2 cookers, crates of food. It's going to be a very busy place, as you would expect, and it wouldn't be as well looked after as you would expect in someone's home. I have the all-important smoke alarm, which is something that without which your sim could get killed very easily. Now, over in this end, past the toilets, is meant to be a door that leads into the church guest house. It's like a little studio type of apartment, self-contained. It's got a bathroom in the corner, a kitchen, a functional one, and of course this beautiful area for perhaps maybe the bride to come in, get dressed, get all tooshed up, and obviously with her girls before she comes up out the back and through the aisle and up those gorgeous stairs. Thank you so much for watching. I've mentioned earlier that this build is now in the Sims 4 gallery under JC Finger, that's Joyce Creative Finger, and the profile picture is the same one as my Facebook account. This is my second build. I've built, I think, about 4 other lots for my Let's Play series, and you'll see those in a live tour soon. But this is my second one so far, and let me know what you think about it in the comments below, what adjustments you would make. I'm learning a lot of things as it stands. I'm new to using Sims 4 anyway, but you're going to see a lot more of me. Thanks again. Have a lovely day.